It started when I was in high school, and it was just another normal day. I went to school and then I went to work, and I was working at my TaeKwonDo studio. And this guy that I had been talking to online, he knew where I worked, and during my dinner break, he showed up, and that's kind of when my life changed forever and I became a victim of abuse.
It was a part of my life for longer than I like to admit. I never told anyone what happened to me on a daily basis. I felt I was strong enough to handle it on my own. When I left for my freshman year of college, the abuse stopped. I told myself over and over again, if you just don't think about it, maybe it never really happened.
At Liberty, my coach did a self-defense seminar, and he said that 1 in every 4 girls is abused during their lifetime. And he started like counting off, and he was like 1, 2, 3, 4. And it was just like in that moment I knew that, you know, people could believe me and I needed to tell somebody. And it was just like, I don't know, it was like I couldn't hold it in any longer, and I just felt like I couldn't breathe, and so I ended up telling my coach a couple of weeks later.
You get that, it's like being punched in the gut. You just go, oh man, I can't believe she's already had to deal with this in her young life. And you know that there's going to be, it's a hard road to go down, especially since she is just now starting to tell someone about it.
May of last year, I was diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder. I viewed PTSD as a sign of weakness. I struggled with my faith in God, and at times felt like He didn't know how much pain I was in. Before this, I had been the girl who always smiled. I was always happy. People said that I had a contagious laugh and loved with all my heart. But after the diagnosis, I told myself, your life is pointless now. You might as well give up. One of the things that got me through last summer was the song "Thy Will Be Done." I would play it sometimes 100 times during the night and many times just cry. I would play it when I wanted to kill myself, to remind myself of all this pain, that it was a part of God's plan for my life and there was a reason for it. I then got it tattooed on my arm at the end of the summer, and it still serves as a daily reminder that God has a greater plan for my life. I just need to trust in Him, and that not my will, but His will be done.
TaeKwonDo, like getting to go to practice and everything, like that was what kind of kept me going. And I always knew that, you know, if I went and did it, I would feel better. But this past school year, I didn't really let it, and so I would show up at practice, but my mind would not be on practice. But you know, even though my teammates didn't know what I was going through, because many of them didn't, they definitely, they were there for me and they encouraged me and, you know, just reminded me kind of why I love the sport and why I love the team.
Spring semester began and I was still feeling better. My coach even told me one night at practice, I can see the old Sadie coming back. My passion for my sport came back and I started loving TaeKwonDo again. However, just a few weeks into the semester, I had another setback, one I still have not completely come back from. In February, I was hospitalized for my PTSD. For most people, being hospitalized means they start to feel better because they find help. But for me, being hospitalized made me worse in many ways. A lot of survivors do not tell people of the abuse they endured because they are ashamed of what happened to them. I want to tell anyone who has been through abuse, and make those who have not aware, that you have absolutely no reason to be ashamed. What happened to you was not your fault, just like what happened to me, it was not my fault. It took me a very long time to realize this. People just do not understand. They think saying, "It'll be okay," somehow helps. I still have no energy, no motivation to do anything. I try so very hard, but some days I cannot even get out of bed. Days where my mind wanders to past memories. Days where I have panic attacks that hit me so hard I become numb and paralyzed. Those are the days where I feel weak and I feel like giving up. But it's on those days I have to remind myself that I am my strongest on my bad days. PTSD is no longer a sign of weakness to me. It is now a sign of strength. Each day still comes with struggles, some more than others, but because of my team, my sport, my friends, my boyfriend, and my family, I know that I am loved, and I know that with their help and encouragement, I can overcome this. My life does have a purpose, and I will not give up, and I will not let someone who wronged me win. I will win.